Alright, so this is the first technique that the gentleman showed in the video. Now, he does not know what I'm going to do. I have not shown him that technique. So as far as he's taking the role of the mugger here, he's going to hold the knife to my throat, and he's going to threaten me, and I'm going to try and do what the video showed to do. And I'm not practiced at the technique, but if it works good. If not, then my point is proven. So I'm going to put your left hand on my shoulder, and just grip it, and your right knife like this. Alright, so this was the situation in the video, and he's threatening me. Alright, so you're set, we're acting. Alright, so let's try that again, although now you know what to expect. Alright, so second time, this time I knew what to expect, but motion was exactly the same and we did even faster. So, put your hand down here, and all I'm going to say is what the technique was supposed to be. I'll link to the video, but he knocks the knife away, and then goes for some kind of wrist lock or elbow lock. Problem is, I didn't even bring my empty hand up here to try that because you may have noticed if you do the video in slow motion, the second this goes this way, his hand just comes down and around. If we do slow motion and I start going this way for the arm or under, same thing. And that's exactly what I talked about in the video. The knife comes down every single time or pulls back. So that technique, I just don't see it working. And he also recommended that you put elbow in the face while knocking the knife away. Even if I got that elbow in, if his hand wasn't here, ready to fucking block me or move his face, if he couldn't dodge, if he just stood there and took it, the knife is still gonna come down around and stab me. So that's just no go.
If I may make a quick moment, please do the maneuver halfway.
Full speed?
Halfway, slow speed. Stop right here. What people don't understand about knives is wrist work. They expect long, swinging, locked arm motions. With wrist work, it twists down and around instantly. They don't have to go down, they don't have to go out and around. It's one smooth motion down. People use wrists.
And you know what, put your knife back up here, I'm going to try something different. Because what I've been doing here is I've been knocking the knife away and down. I've almost been helping you there. I'm going to try knocking it away and up. So,
right. Well, please do full speed.
Same thing, and the knife went into my chest before I could even get my second hand down here. Alright, so what the problem is here, return to the situation. Alright, so first issue here is one thing we're hugely forgetting. Let's say I do get this hand. Let's say I grab it with both hands. I knock it away and I grab it. There we go. See? I didn't even tell him to do that. And that is his natural instinct. And that's what I want to talk about is when I hold a knife, when I'm like this, when I'm on his inside, he's technically standing behind me. All he has to do is that. And I am so damn screwed. The only thing I could possibly have going for me is put the knife back to my throat. This is pure hypothetical, technical bullshit. This is the only thing that I believe could possibly work, and I don't think it works. It's if somehow I manage to knock both his hands away and grab this, and in the same motion, before he can get behind me, in the same motion, just charge him. And that might just barely let me have a second to survive, because now he doesn't get behind me, now I've got a little bit of initiative, but now what? Everything we talked about before still in effect, this arm's still in effect, I can't hurt him without him stabbing me. And look at this weak hold, look at this. This is the only way I can hold onto the knife. If I would go to hit him or push him or grab him, look at how weak this hold is. So, that's the first technique he talked about, and all the other techniques he talked about were variations with him holding the knife different ways. Let me demonstrate what I talked about in the video about what actual muggers do. Step one, like I mentioned, they will first beat the shit out of you before starting. But let's talk about the incompetent ones. Let's talk about the ones who do just hold a knife to your throat and threaten you. First off, remember what I said? Let me just put it this way so you can see the knife. I just told you a little bit here. Remember what I said? If you start bringing your arms up to knock my knife away, just bring your arm up. My natural instinct is not to try and cut your fucking throat. To move my hand down and stab, which is exactly what he did. So if my hand is here from the inside, and you're keeping your hands up, I don't want to go for his throat. My instinct is to pull straight down and away and into his gut. Second, again, they will never do this kind of shit. This leaves me feeling weak, exposed, his arms are right here, I feel like he's going to slap me in the face. So instead I'm just going to do this. There we go. He can't bring his arms up from the inside, he can't bring them up from the outside. I'm clutching him. All I want is wallet. What can he possibly do? He hits me in the face. Look at how his head's sandwiched. Look at where the knife is. Look at that. And further on is often again, let me just demonstrate what the average monkey really does look like. Let's say we're walking past each other, I've got a knife out, hey buddy, hey, we're walking,
Hi,
we're walking.
hi, what's
I
up?
just walk right past him, bump into him, and then from behind, grab him, put him to the ground. Now I'm gonna slap him in the face a few times, hurt him. Hey, here's the knife, don't fucking move. And here's what most of the time they do. They don't even ask you for the wallet. I'm gonna take his fucking wallet. It's a robbery. And then, goodbye. After beating him in the face a few times. And the other thing is with the technique is if you put your hand out with those sweeping motions, with the techniques where you knock it and lock it and all that kind of shit. Again, the problem is, go ahead, move my arm laterally. It's what I talked about in the video. My natural instinct is to pull the knife straight back to my ribs where he can't get. He starts knocking the knife away from me. I'm not going to keep trying to go through his arm and stab him. I'm just going to pull back, work him with this hand, and go forward again. And that's pretty much all this is. It's a much shorter video because we've already talked about and discussed all the issues with knife fighting. It's all still in effect.
If I
Empty
may
hand works.
reference you to the first video where we demonstrated various techniques, the most
Please
important
watch them all if
of
you haven't.
what I mentioned before is speed and grip. We fully demonstrate you do not have a reflexes to get into a wrist lock or a grip. It's a myth. You
And
do
at this
not.
point, we're just repeating what we've already talked about. I just want to focus on that one technique and show a little bit of just how iffy it is. And like I mentioned in the part 3 sit-down video, why I'm showing this kind of stuff and how the mugger would come at you is to keep you in that mindset that bad guys are not predictable. That they're not going to do exactly what we want and let them do the technique. I mean, also, what if he's aggressive as hell? What if he's pissed off? What if I go here and I ask him for the money and he takes too long? He's not reaching for his wallet, and I just go boom and fuck you. And again, we can't assume that muggers are just that predictable. We
Yeah.
can't assume it's that easy.
If I may, quite simply, if he's asking for the wallet, he has not decided to murder you. If he was going to murder you flat out, he would have done it and taken the wallet. It is infinitely less risk to just give him the damn wallet.
So anyway, like I said, at this point we're basically repeating ourselves. We've gone over all this. I just want to show that particular technique and discuss a little bit and demonstrate a little bit of how muggers actually work. So thank you for watching again. If you have any comments, we may make more videos like this. If you have techniques that you want us to look at, please do. And that reminds you, there's one last thing I want to talk about, one last technique. Please hold the knife. And we're going to start from the hypothetical that I managed to grab his arm without, and again, he's not going to be using his hand. I just want to talk about one more problem. The most common technique I see for knife disarms is when you grab the arm with both hands and work locks like that, wrist locks, elbow locks, and you get the arm behind him and take the knife away, and all sorts of shit like that. And what I want to do is I just want to try and get that elbow lock, and I want you to flex your arm, tense it, and resist as much as you can. And I'm going to do this hard. I'm going to hit you here.
Please.
So, alright. So, you got the knife out. You see that? His arm just stopped right here. I'm pulling it as hard as I can, and I can't get his arm back anymore. Look at where the knife is right now. The slightest motion forward, and I'm screwed. His empty hand just came around. I hit this elbow. I didn't just push him. I hit it, and I got it this far. And my elbow is bracing into his gut. I've got leverage here, and I still can't do it.
And if I may, currently his left leg is exposed, his neck is exposed, his back is
I'm
exposed.
totally screwed. But all I want to talk about is that resistance. The thing with the wrist locks, they will resist. The arm will not move the way you want, because they're not just going to stand there like a student with his instructor and let you do that. They will fight back, and they're probably going to be stronger than you. So again, thank you. Have a good day, and stay safe.